Rangers are set to pay big money after the latest VAR twist, but it's not what you expect. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Rangers are done with excuses, and now they're ready to put serious money on the table, but only if Scottish football finally gets its act together. After yet another season plagued by VAR controversy, the pressure has reached boiling point at Rangers, and behind the scenes, something big is brewing. This isn't about one decision or one game. This is about a system that's losing credibility fast. At the center of it all is new CEO Jim Gillespie, who is already taking decisive action. He's contacted clubs across the Scottish Premiership and pushed for a high-level summit next month, a meeting that could reshape officiating in Scotland as we know it. But here's where it gets really interesting. Rangers are prepared to spend big. We're talking serious investment into upgrading VAR technology, a move that could bring Scottish football closer to the elite standards seen in the Premier League. Right now, the gap is staggering. In Scotland, Premiership matches operate with a minimum of just 6 cameras. Compare that to the Premier League, where games can have up to 30 different angles feeding into VAR. That difference, it's everything. More angles mean clearer decisions, fewer errors, less controversy. So Rangers' stance is simple. If better technology leads to better decisions, they're in. But there's a catch. They refuse to throw more money at a broken system. The club wants guarantees, proof that any investment will actually improve officiating standards, not just mask the same issues with more expensive equipment. And that's why this upcoming summit is so crucial. Importantly, Rangers aren't going into this meeting looking to revisit old grudges or controversial calls. This isn't about pointing fingers, it's about fixing the future. Because right now, the integrity of the game in Scotland is under serious scrutiny. Fans are frustrated. Clubs are questioning decisions, and officials are under more pressure than ever. This is a turning point. If Rangers, one of the biggest clubs in the country, are willing to back change financially, it could force the rest of the league to follow. But if no clear plan emerges, then Scottish football risks falling even further behind. One thing is certain. This isn't just talk anymore. Rangers are ready to act, but only if the system proves it's worth saving. In other news, there are moments in a season that quietly shift a team's rhythm, and for Rangers, the injury to Mohamed Diomande feels like one of them. Not because he has been the headline act at Ibrox, but because of the role he has steadily grown into, a reliable, increasingly important presence in the heart of midfield, whose absence is now being felt at a crucial stage of the campaign. Since arriving from FC Nordjylland in 2024, the 24-year-old has carved out a consistent place for himself in the Rangers engine room. His time in Glasgow hasn't been defined by explosive numbers or standout headlines, but rather by gradual development. There have been flashes, moments where his technical ability, composure on the ball, and physicality suggest there is far more to come. Those glimpses have been enough to convince both supporters and staff that Diomande is a player capable of elevating his game to another level. Under Danny Röhl, that belief has not wavered. The German coach has continued to place trust in the Ivorian, integrating him into his system and relying on his balance in midfield. Whether tasked with breaking up play, linking transitions, or simply maintaining structure, Diomande has become a useful cog in his side pushing for consistency during the run-in. However, just as momentum was building, it came to an abrupt halt in the most unforgiving of fixtures. The Old Firm clash against Celtic in the Scottish Gas Scottish Cup proved to be a turning point, not just in the match itself, but in Diomande's season. Forced off with a shoulder injury, what initially looked like a painful but manageable setback quickly turned into a spell on the sidelines that has stretched into weeks. Since early March, Diomande has been absent from matchday involvement, leaving Röhl to reshuffle his midfield options. In that time, Rangers have managed to grind out results, securing back-to-back victories, and maintaining forward momentum ahead of key fixtures against Dundee United and Falkirk. Yet, while those wins underline the squad's resilience, they also highlight the importance of depth and the value of having players like Diomande available during decisive moments. Ideally, Rangers would want him back immediately. At this stage of the season, when margins are fine and fixtures come thick and fast, having a fully fit squad can make all the difference. But the reality is less accommodating. Diomande's recovery has required patience, and while there's been no rush to force him back prematurely, his absence remains a frustration for his side looking to maintain rhythm. Off the pitch, there is at least a layer of stability surrounding his situation. Diomande remains under contract at Ibrox until the summer of 2028, having committed his long-term future to the club upon arrival. That deal reflects the belief Rangers have in his potential, a belief that extends beyond immediate performances and into what he could become over the coming years. Financially, his reported weekly wage of £11,000, around £570,000 annually, places him below teammates such as Thelo Asgard and Connor Barron. While that figure is still significant, it also underlines that Diomande is part of a broader project at Rangers rather than one of its marquee earners. Nonetheless, it reinforces the importance of having him available. A player earning that level of investment is expected to contribute on the pitch, not watch from the sidelines. Encouragingly, early scans following the dramatic penalty shootout defeat to Celtic offered a more positive outlook than initially feared. There were genuine concerns that the shoulder injury could rule him out for the remainder of the campaign, a scenario that would have been a major blow both for the player and for Royals' plans. Instead, optimism has slowly grown around his recovery timeline. The international break now looms as a potentially decisive period in his rehabilitation. It offers a window for Diomande to complete the final stages of his recovery without the immediate pressure of club fixtures. If progress continues as expected, there is a realistic chance he could return in time for upcoming matches against Dundee United or Falkirk, fixtures that could benefit significantly from his presence in midfield. Even if that proves slightly optimistic, there remains a fallback. The post-split fixtures would provide another opportunity for Diomande to reintegrate into the squad and make an impact before the season concludes. While not ideal, it ensures that his campaign may not be over just yet. For Rangers, the situation is one of cautious optimism. They have managed without him, but they are undoubtedly stronger with him. For Diomande himself, this period represents both a setback and a reminder of his growing importance. His next appearance won't just be about returning from injury. It will be about reasserting his place in a team that quietly but steadily has come to rely on him. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.